Why do I think there's more innovation happening in payments versus healthcare?
Yep.
So I think it's there are multiple factors, and it's not that innovation isn't happening in healthcare. I think innovation within healthcare tends to be stifled. You've got behemoth, monolithic hospital organizations. So, for instance, there's about 800 hospitals in the United States, approximately, give or take, and it's been a few years, right? But of that, the large players that focus on innovation, I think, are less than 5% overall. And so that's a very small sample of a huge market that's focused and has the money to invest in innovation. Um, and I think a lot of that comes from the regulatory side of healthcare, the political drivers behind healthcare, and how it's hard to plan, because you never know what's going to happen 4 years from now or 3.5 years from now with respect to new laws and regulations and policy that impacts how hospitals make decisions. And hospitals in the United States tend to be bottom line driven. So they're very much focused on, how do we drive revenue, how do we improve efficiencies, and a lot of times investing in new technology, and things that are innovative within healthcare fall by the wayside because it requires capital investment that those organizations aren't willing to make. Whereas in payments, innovation is an asset to the business, both merchants as well as payments institutions, banks, financial institutions themselves. There's a bottom line incentive for them to focus on innovation and to drive change. And, that's really because one of the elements is consumer is driving change in payments, whereas in healthcare, consumers should be arguably driving change, but the organizations aren't as responsive to that. Whereas, what we see in payments today is consumers consumers need and want to be able to pay how they want to pay, when they want to pay, where they want to pay. We all, we've been spoiled by the Amazon experience, and that's what we expect today. And in order for me to fulfill a transaction, especially in a digital world, on the web, on my phone, I expect it to be easy. And that requires businesses to support, the types of payment methods that are in my wallet and that the brands that I've associated myself to, and it's got to be easy. So businesses are forced to innovate, and the financial institutions that need to capture those transactions have to respond, or they're going to be, their share is going to be eaten out by new players that are able to move faster than them.